So first thing is the shell, okay? Shell, I'm going to use this example, which is the mug, okay? So I'm building a mug, but I built a whole solid, okay? So it is not emptied. So I'm going to make a cutout. Let's say, this is a cylinder, so you can just make a circular cutout. But let's say the side is complex. Just a regular mug, you may have some, it may not be straight cylinder. It may have like curved one, more complex shapes. And then you want to make a cup, okay? And then the cutting inside will be a problem if the side is more complex. Then you will use this shell, okay? Shell is making the part with the constant thickness part, okay? So usually if it's a plastic parts, injection molded part, they're all thin walled parts. And maybe you can make a sheet metal out of solid part. That's another application. But any modeling tool, it can be used, just like in this case, okay? So I'm going to create this shell, or you could go to Insert, Features, Shell. Where's the shell? Yeah, right here. And then you have two selection boxes, okay? So the first selection box is which surface you want to remove. And obviously, I want to remove the top surface, okay? Okay, so select that one. And there's no preview by default because sometimes if the parts get complex, just showing the preview will take a long time. So by default, it is not on. So, but you can check it, show preview, okay? And then you can see the preview, just a simple preview, okay? And you have an option whether you can make a shell outward. This one, it doesn't work because it's so complex, but you can shell it outside, meaning that your volume will be larger. Whereas if you shell it inward, then it'll be smaller. Let's make it a little bit, the thickness is currently 10 millimeters, so let's make it smaller, maybe 3 millimeters. And let's try it outward. Now it works because it's smaller and it's offset working. So as you can see, if I set it shell outward, it becomes larger, okay? So offset is going outward, not inward. But if I uncheck it, it'll go inward, okay? So depending on how you design, whether you design it so that it's an internal surface of the cup, then you want to shell it outward, otherwise the other way, okay? Then as you can see here, it also cut out the handle, okay? So if I do, it is shelled out, but there's a hole in here. So I can make it a section view, right? That's a good place. You can change the different planes, but that's a good plane. So I can say, okay, now it shows this section. So the part is not actually cut. It's just a graphical manipulation, okay, if you will. Okay, just shows the section of the part. So as you can see, it is shelled too. So everything is 3 millimeters all around it. If another option you can do is I want to make this bottom one thicker, not 3 millimeters, but everything else is 3 millimeters, but I want the bottom surface to be a little bit thicker, okay? So that's for the second selection. I can select the second bottom surface, and I want to make it thick, make it very thick, 10 millimeters, okay? So you can select as many surfaces as you like. So bottom one is thicker than others. And if you don't want this to be shelled, there's no way of blocking that shell inside the shell tool. You have to manipulate these order of the features, okay? So the way how we built is first cylinder is made, and then the handle is made by sweep feature, okay? So there are sweep, path, and profile. And then fillet is added, on the handle, around the handle, fillet is added, and the shell is added. So basically, you want to add your shell at this point and then add the handle, right? That's what you want to do. So So I need to drag the shell and put it beneath the whole boss extrude, and that'll make this handle solid. Okay, so now solid cylinder, and then shelled out, and then attach the handle. Okay, that's why that is not shelled. Okay, so this is simple. Simple, but this shell is more like a global modification. Your whole part is modified. Okay, so sometimes if the part is very complex, and it'll fail quite frequently, and it doesn't give you any clue where that problem comes from, which geometry causes that failure. So sometimes it's very hard to diagnose what the problem is. Then you might have to like cut out some of the part and try here and there and see where the problematic area is. So you need some techniques to make it work. Okay, but anyway, mostly like complex geometries with concave area. That is the usually the culprit if the shell fails.